Hi guys, my name is Janet.
And I'm Alice. Welcome to our first video. We're here in Taipei, Taiwan. We just want to give you a little life update on our experiences so far. So we're on the same team to help start a church in Taipei. So that's how I met Janet.
We both moved here around a month ago, and originally from the US. I'm from Seattle, Washington.
From Ohio.
We didn't go to college together, as some of you have asked me. This isn't like my college old roommate who just happens to also go to Blue Sky or anything. She and I met at Blue Sky Church in August of last year, and that's where our paths crossed.
We just got to know each other really well.
Yeah, we were in the same prayer group as well, so
yeah.
That was just such a great time to get to know this girl. I didn't think that we'd become roommates or anything because that wasn't part of the original plan. Come January, and I was flying down to Taipei, and days before Alice messaged me saying, hey, are you still looking for a roommate? And I was like, yeah, I guess I am, but I was also open to just living on my own because some roommate plans had fell through and hers also fell through too. So then everything just worked out so well, and then my mom came with me to help me with house hunting and talking to all the landlords. So she was truly the MVP of this entire process. One day she looked at this particular apartment that we signed for, and this is actually the fourth one that she had gone to on a house tour. And I was at my interview, and right after my interview ended, she was like, Janet, I kind of just paid the earnest money and deposit. And I was like, what did you do? And she's like, yeah, I had to do it because there were so many other people in line waiting to check out this apartment, and I knew it was way better than like any other apartment I'd ever seen so far. And it's close to like the MRT. It's even like close to Alice's workplace, and that was very important for the two of us because the initial apartments we had found were either too far or just not very convenient.
Yeah, so I started work on January 14th. I was still staying with my other friend in Taipei, but it was a little too far from work. And so on the 17th, I get a text from Janet, middle of the day, saying, hey, my mom paid the earnest money down for us. So this is basically our apartment. We didn't even get to see it. So we're gonna have to check it out tonight. So I went right after work. It actually ended up working out. It's like the one that we wanted. It was furnished. There's a 2-in-1 washer and dryer. There's a fridge. And it has this modern look that we were looking for. So I was so happy about it. So shout out to Janet's mom.
Yeah, thanks mom if you're watching. I really doubt that you'll watch this, but if you ever do, thanks mom. So there's been a lot of things, of course, that come with moving to a new country, like highs and lows and expectations versus reality. And there are certain things that we didn't expect coming here.
So definitely when I started working, obviously we use Mandarin. I thought I could wait a little longer before I actually start learning Mandarin, but right off the bat I'm just like, I need to brush up my Chinese.
Yeah.
Because it's been hard to communicate with the kids that I work with. And I'm a golf instructor, by the way. I teach a lot of kids and adults as well, and just with my coworkers it's like harder to communicate with them using Chinglish. The second thing would probably be just how big Chinese New Year is. I got the whole week off. Everyone does, so a lot of stores are closed and everyone just goes travel and eat. So that's what I did. I went 3 hours south of Taipei with my friend Christine, and I celebrated Chinese New Year with her family and just ate so much. It was a really good time. I got to see the South, and they have better food there.
Anyway, yeah, some things that I didn't really expect coming to Taipei were just how much you walk. Like, I love walking, but Alice and I grew up just getting driven around, and then once we were old enough, we got our own licenses, we had our own cars back in the States, and I really didn't realize how much I took that for granted because the minute I got here, I realized, well, my feet and the MRT are now my new car, and I don't have the luxury of being driven around or having a car to myself. There's this one instance when after church we usually go to Carrefour, which is a French like chain store that's like a supermarket with pretty much everything you could imagine there. We were buying a bunch of household appliances that day, and then we're carrying that around, and then Alice, who really likes plants, was like, hey, there's this plant market, do you want to go check it out? And I had gone to that market the day before, but I really wanted to go with Alice so we could get some plants to brighten up our house. And then I was like, sure, but then we carried all of our groceries, our household appliances there. We also ended up buying a bunch of plants and flowers. Carried all of that home. So that was like a 7-mile like excursion, which, okay, 7 miles isn't that much, but like when you're carrying so much stuff, that's when you're like, man, a car would be really nice right now. And that's when I was like, man, I kind of miss my car, not gonna lie. Yeah, another thing that's been a struggle and just something that I've gotten used to as I've gotten to live here a little longer now is the language barrier. And I talked about this a lot in my blog, but I think people will automatically assume that we know Chinese because of the way we look. And I'm not saying that we don't know Chinese, but growing up, we both lived in Asian American households. And if you're not familiar with how that works, it's when you and your parents will talk in a combination of Chinese and English called Chinglish. And Alice talked in Cantonese and English with her parents. And my parents are originally from Shanghai, China, so they would talk to me in Shanghainese and English. And so I always thought like my Mandarin was kind of shaky. But little did I know how shaky it was until I got here. And like store owners and I would look at each other all confused when I went to restaurants, especially the first week when I was like super tired, jet lag. I would try to order stuff and then pull out my Google Translate because I just didn't know what certain characters said. And it was kind of embarrassing at first, but now I've just come to embrace that this whole journey is a learning process. And I felt like we've already learned so many new characters that we didn't know, say even December of last year, like just a month and a half ago. So I'm really proud of Alice. I'm really proud of our whole team who's with us, that we're all together in this journey to learn Chinese, to encourage each other to not be afraid to ask for help and not be afraid to look kind of foolish at times, because that's what comes with moving to a new country.
Just interacting with people at the stores, at the streets, they'll ask me, where are you from? Are you from Hong Kong? Are you from Malaysia? But I would always have to explain, oh yeah, I'm American, I'm an ABC, etc., etc. So they know that something's fishy about me, like I'm not from here, and they're right, yeah, because I'm not from here. They'll be so bold to just ask you, where are you from? Like, what are you doing here?
That's something we've gotten used to. Like, we even went to a furniture store and people would ask me and Alice, like, oh, you guys just don't seem like you're from around here. And it was just really funny. And like, I used to get really annoyed when people would ask us, or like ask me and just be like, why does your Chinese sound this way? Or like, what are you wearing? Or what is that thing in your nose? Like, because I had a nose piercing. Anyways, yeah, just like, I guess our mannerisms are very different, clearly, from the Taiwanese girls here. And that's fine. I think it just comes to show that we have a lot of stuff we need to learn from them. And we probably have things about us that are quirks they would like to get to know better. And if we can reach like this mutual understanding, that's where we can kind of, you know, meet in the middle and
find common ground.
Yeah, find common ground, of course.
Please hit the subscribe button if you like this video, and if you enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up as well, and we will look forward to seeing you next time. Bye!